What's up, welders? Paul here. Welcome to another episode of Adventures in Welding. Today we are going to be talking about WPS, or Welding Procedure Specifications. And I have a WPS here. This one is from ASME, the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. It is a 3-page WPS, and we're going to go over it. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how to read WPSs and what the sections are and what everything means. All right. Here's our WPS that we're going to look at today. This is number 1GT01 from the ASME, the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. It is supported by these PQRs, and PQRs are the performance qualification records. These are the welds that have done and been tested to support this. The process here is GTAW, or the TIG process. It has been approved by, in this case, Joe Mama, who is the weld program owner and specialist. Now, the types of joints applicable here are groove weld, fillet weld, socket weld, and a plug weld, with or without backing. Yes, that doesn't make much sense. It should say with or without, but it says yes. A backing material is metal here. We have our base materials, P number, and group. Now, our base metal thickness range for groove welds without post-weld heat treatment, a 1/16 inch to 8 inches, no impacts. See note 3. And we'll get to that when we get to the third page. Groove welds with post-weld heat treatment, 3/16 to 1.728, no impacts. Unlimited thickness for fillet welds. Our deposited weld metal thickness range is 1.5 inches without post-weld heat treatment, and 0.56 inches with post-weld heat treatment, again unlimited for fillet welds. Pipe diameter is not applicable here, and our filler metal type is ER70S2. That is an AWS specification number of 5.18 F6A1. We can use 1/16 inch to 1/8 inch bare solid wire, and on the second page we'll get a little more info about that. No consumable inserts. This can be welded in all positions, starting at the bottom and working our way up. We come over here to details. For joint and bevel details, see WMP, WTS appendix. Our preheat and interpass temperature. Our preheat is 50 degrees. We want to be at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit before we begin welding. So if it's below 0, you want to warm up the metal. Our interpass temperature, which is the maximum temperature between beads, is 500 degrees. And our preheat maintenance is during welding. Post-weld heat treatment of 1100 to 1200 degrees for 1.875 hours. That is how we're going to treat the material after the weld. Then we have our gas shielding and purging. We're going to be using argon, 15 to 25 cubic feet per hour, 100% weld grade. If we're going to back it, it's going to be backed with argon, 5 to 45 cubic feet per hour. Trailing gas is not necessary in this case. This is page 2 of our 1GT01 WPS, and this is going to talk to us about our technique and electrical characteristics. The string or weave, we're going to be doing both. Maximum bead width, 3 times the diameter of the bare wire. So if you are welding with 1/8 inch wire, 3/8 is going to be your maximum. If you're welding with 1/16 inch wire, your bead is not going to be any more than 3/16. Multiple or single, whatever it takes to fill the joint. Multiple or single electrodes. Single, I've never done multiple electrode welding, but I've seen pictures of it done. Maximum bead thickness, this will be a reinforcement less than 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch is quite a bit of reinforcement. Our gas cup size, number 4 to number 12. You're going to want to use a smaller one in the root of the joint and a larger cup when you're doing the cover. Interpass cleaning, brushing, chipping, grinding, filing. Keep the metal clean. Back gouging, thermal or mechanical. That means we can air arc it, we can use a plasma cutter, or we can just grind it out. There will be no peening. Filler metal on all passes. That means no autogenous or fusion welding. No pulsing. No non-metallic backing is used. Weld metal is considered backing. There are those ceramic inserts that you can use, but it is not allowed in this case. And no flux shall be added to the face joint, the face of the joint. Now our electrical characteristics, this is going to be pretty much straight across the board if we're talking about TIG welding. DCEN, straight polarity. Our tungsten size, you can use 1/16, 3/32, 1/8. 2% thoriated. Now you're going to see on the next page here it says note 5. They're going to give us another choice if we don't like that. And that's our AWS classification of EWTH-2. That's just your type of electrode. Now we come down here and we have our different filler metal sizes, and it is going to tell you what your amperage range should be and your flow should be. Just to give you something there so you don't have to figure it out yourself. All right, this is our last page. This is our notes. If we remember back to the first page, it tells you to refer to note 1, and it tells you about the appendix, the PQRs, our base metal thickness. Now here's what we're talking about on that second page. It said to use the thoriated, but see note 4. Note 4 says that we can use lanthanated if we want. So you got your choice there. You're going to review applicable construction codes for your post-weld heat treatment. And this is telling you how to calculate your maximum heat input of 136 kilojoules per inch. That's all you're allowed. So if you come over here and you say your volts times amps times 60 divided by travel speed times 1,000, that will give you your maximum heat input in kilojoules, and you don't want that to be above 136 per inch. Telling you purge is not required, and this WPS is written to ASME section 9. So that is how to read a WPS if you're doing code welding. I don't know if you guys like this. If you did, say so. If you didn't, tell me, and I won't do anything like this again. But that's it for this episode. Thanks for joining me. Now get the hell out of my living room. I got to go see my girlfriend.